Hundreds of children traveled to England with their parents on the Windrush ship after 1948. Many of the fathers were ex-soldiers who fought for England during World War II. Isaac clung to the rope railing as the breeze made the deck of the SS Windrush feel alive beneath his feet. The 5-year-old boy squinted into the horizon, where the ocean seemed to stretch forever, restless and shimmering under the afternoon sun. He had never seen anything like this. The vastness, the movement, the promise of something new. Yet mixed in with the wonder was a fear he couldn't shake. His accent and clothes marked him as a child of Jamaica, but everything about this towering ship and its buzzing passengers felt foreign. "Isaac," his father's voice cut through the swells of chatter surrounding them. "Come here, boy." Isaac turned, weaving through crates and barrels stacked around the deck. His father, of average height and with broad shoulders, was leaning on a railing near the bow, his face stern, but his eyes soft. Fellow passengers were chattering around them in warm patois or polite English, their voices a medley of hope and uncertainty. This was the Windrush, a name Isaac had overheard dozens of times in whispered conversations about England. A name that carried weight, even before his feet touched the ship's weathered boards. "Keep close, son," his father said, resting a hand on Isaac's shoulder. "You'll have time to explore later, but for now, just stay where I can see you." Isaac nodded silently, though his gaze wandered back to the far-off blue horizon. What was England, really? In stories, it was a land of opportunity. His neighbors in Kingston had talked about it like it was a treasure chest he wouldn't understand until he was grown. And now he'd be going there. Not just going, living there. Isaac felt a lump rise in his throat. Would the streets of England have space for someone like him? For his family? "You think they have mango trees there?" Isaac asked suddenly. His father laughed, a sudden burst that softened the worry lines etched on his face. "Mango trees? No, boy, I don't think so. But they've got other things. Big schools, big cities, machines everywhere. You'll learn. Just like I did." Isaac wanted to believe him, but in Jamaica, everything made sense. Even the chaos felt like home. The hustle of the markets, the calls of neighbors through open windows, the pinch of hot sand beneath his toes. Life was a dance Isaac had memorized. Here on the ship, surrounded by the foreign and the new, it felt as if someone had changed the rhythm overnight and forgotten to tell him. Later that evening, Isaac wandered farther from his father's watchful gaze, drawn to the ship's humming energy. The crew moved efficiently, shouting orders and hauling ropes. Families crowded together on deck chairs, their belongings spilling out of small suitcases and cloth-wrapped bundles. The air smelled of salt and coal smoke, tinged with the promise of far-off shores. Isaac tilted his head back and stared at the towering smokestacks, marveling at how they seemed to pierce the sky. He caught sight of a boy roughly his age, sitting alone near the edge of the deck, fiddling with a makeshift toy made from scraps of metal wire. For a moment, Isaac hesitated, unsure if he should say something. But curiosity got the better of him. "Hi," Isaac began cautiously as he approached. The boy glanced up, his brow furrowed as though annoyed to be interrupted. "Hi," he replied after a beat, his tone as tentative as Isaac's. "Where are you from?" Isaac asked. "Barbados," the boy said, holding up his wire creation. "Came with my mum." "You?" "My name is Ethan." "Jamaica," Isaac replied. "You ever been to England before?" Ethan shook his head. "No, but Mum says it'll be better than home. She says I might even get to go to a proper school." Isaac's eyes widened. "A proper school? Like the ones with uniforms and everything?" The boy grinned faintly. "Yeah, at least that's what she says." For a moment, they sat in comfortable silence, watching the sun dip low over the water. Isaac's thoughts spun like the waves below them. He didn't know much about England yet, but somehow, hearing Ethan's quiet hope made the idea feel just a little less daunting. As the voyage stretched on, Isaac found himself adjusting to life aboard the Windrush. He grew familiar with the rhythm of meals, the shuffle of dominoes some men played to pass the time, and the light shuffling of feet as children raced between the decks. His father relaxed somewhat, letting Isaac explore as long as he promised to stay out of trouble. Each day felt like a small adventure, an unfolding chapter that brought excitement and uncertainty in equal measure. And though Isaac still wondered what awaited him in England, he couldn't help but savor the moments aboard the ship. For now, at least, it felt like the Windrush's vast deck was big enough for a boy's imagination, and maybe even his dreams. To be continued. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.